Alright, all my squishy brothers and sisters, if you've ever wanted to be an old dusty cowboy and wear chaps, shut down pretty much any champion, and, oh that's right, I said and, do it all while getting your super fast, then you're definitely in the right place. Alright, who comes up with this crap? Nobody wants to wear chaps in 2021. What's up, my fellow weirdos? Fever here. How's everybody doing today? When I'm doing PvE matchmade activities, I frequently get asked in team chat how I have my super so fast. That inspired me to make this video for all you solo players out there like myself. See, I don't have a ton of friends to play with. They're too cool to hang out in my sandbox, which is fine. I just take my Hot Wheels and go home, eat some chicky nuggies, and then solo everything, for the most part. It's kind of rough, but at the same time, it's really rewarding because then you get to rub it in that you're better at Destiny. Win-win, right? And then I wonder why I don't have many friends. This build is all about shutting down champions and getting your super back as fast as possible, but the best part is, it works great in any PvE activity and doesn't require much to put together. In fact, it's a slight variation on the Charged Light Warmind build I did for the Hunter a few weeks back, using the Solar Middle Tree. That one was all about crowd control, and this one's all about champions, and anything with a lot of health. We're gonna go over the subclass, mods, weapons, and the exotic armor piece, so let's get into this build already. Starting off with the Way of the Sharpshooter. Or some people call it Bottom Tree Goldie. I just felt like being fancy today. We will be taking advantage of Weighted Knife, Practice Makes Perfect, Line 'em Up, Trip Mine Grenades, and Gambler's Dodge. The Weighted Knife has a wind-up that deals extra precision damage, and if you get a kill with that precision hit, it recharges your melee. Practice Makes Perfect reduces the cooldown of your Golden Gun with precision hits. Line 'em Up enables precision damage with the Golden Gun, which is something the top tree cannot do. Precision hits with the Golden Gun also generate orbs of power, increase its damage, and extends its duration. The reason we're not so worried about the Knock 'em Down perk is because this ability requires you to get kills kinda fast, and it's a little hard to do in higher difficulty content, but it works amazing in something like Strikes. The Trip Mine Grenade is a must-have because I don't care who you are, sticking somebody in the forehead or making a boss look like he has a small peen is just hilarious. Changed my mind. And the Gambler's Dodge recharges your melee if you perform it while next to an enemy, and I promise that's gonna come in clutch. For the mods, we'll be using a 3 Elemental Well and 2 Charged Light setup. And I know, a lot of players don't like the Elemental Wells, but I'm telling you, they work great when paired with other mods, especially ones that benefit from high intellect. The 3 Elemental Well mods are Font of Wisdom, Elemental Light, and Elemental Ordnance. Font of Wisdom gives you a big old buff to your intellect if you pick up an Elemental Well that matches your subclass type, which is a good thing because it doesn't require you to have high intellect. In fact, you get the most benefit out of not having high intellect. Makes sense, right? Elemental Light spawns a well matching your subclass type when you kill an ad with your super. This is going to be really good when knocking down those champions because you can immediately pick up another well to start getting your super back fast. And Elemental Ordnance drops a well when you kill an ad with a grenade. Nothing too special there. The 2 Charged Light mods are Taking Charge and Energy Converter. The Taking Charge mod makes you charge with light when picking up orbs, but it can be replaced with whatever fits your playstyle or weapon choice depending on activity to become charged with light. An Energy Converter gives you up to 50% of your super back when using a grenade while charged with light. It's more of a backup in case you miss with your Golden Gun or don't get the kill, and I will explain why shortly. Some of the minor mods you can use are Dynamo or Ashes to Assets on the helmet, which gives you super energy from using your class ability or grenades. But personally, I use Dynamo since I do a lot of dodging anyways, and the cooldown is much faster. For the arms, I use Bolstering Detonation or Focusing Strike to give you class ability energy when using a grenade or melee. The legs go with Innervation, Insulation, or Absolution to reduce grenade or class ability cooldown each time you pick up an orb. And for the cloak, I use Distribution, Perpetuation, or Bomber to reduce your ability cooldowns, but you could use whatever works best for you. The last mod is Inferno Whip. This is an artifact mod that turns your throwing knife into unstoppable rounds. Very handy, trust me. The exotic armor piece we're going to use is Celestial Nighthawk. The exotic perk is Hawkeye Hack. Modifies Golden Gun to fire a single high damage shot. Enemies eliminated by the shot explode and grant you super energy. It gives you a nice little chunk of your super back, and it works on any enemy except champions for some reason. The champions are cheap and don't refund energy. It's annoying. And this is what I was referring to earlier with Energy Converter being a backup. Energy Converter gives you up to 50% of your super, so this is to help fill in the gaps if you don't get the kill with Celestial or if it's a champion you're going after. Now the primary and special weapons are completely up to you and what activity you're playing. Just make sure you use the champion mods accordingly. However, I would recommend anything with Thresh on it to get the bonus to your super energy. The heavy is one of the most important parts of this whole build if playing solo and underleveled, and that's the tractor cannon for the debuff. I use it for the champions and anything that has a shield not matching an element I have equipped. I wouldn't say the tractor cannon is slept on, but in a Destiny world where everyone runs a sword now, you don't hear much about it. And I'm sure you're probably asking, why don't I just use a sword? I have, but somehow I always manage to get stomped or slapped like I touched their girlfriend's butt cheek, and that's not nice. Either part, in case you were wondering. When I'm playing solo and trying to do something like 100k Nightfall, the risk is not worth the reward, at least in my opinion. Plus the debuff you get from Tractor Cannon ensures that you get the kill with Golden Gun on a champion when underleveled. Now let's go over how to utilize this build. Mobility and Discipline are the two stats you should focus on the most. Mobility is tied to your dodge, which in return gives you super energy, melee, and grenade back faster if paired with mods I mentioned earlier. And Discipline is tied to your grenade, which will help with Energy Converter. Killing adds with masterworked weapons will drop orbs of power. When you pick up those orbs, taking charge will make you charge with light. If you throw a grenade, it will consume the stacks of charge with light and give you a head start on your super from Energy Converter. If that grenade kills an ad, it will drop an elemental well. Picking up that elemental well will give you a 30-second buff to your intellect. While you have that 30-second buff, make sure you're killing as much as possible, dodging their enemies if you have Dynamo equipped, or throwing grenades if you have Ashes to Assets instead. Normally I clear the whole room of all the ads except the champion. By this time you should have your super or be close if there was enough ads in the room. If it's an unstoppable champion, just throw your knife to stun it, boop it with the tractor cannon, and then hit it with the golden gun. Same thing applies to barrier champions and overloads with the correct mods. The only thing you have to worry about is hitting the crit spot. That's it, that's the whole build. I've used this exact setup to do Master Lost Sectors and Nightfalls extremely underleveled. Just take your time and pace yourself. I know this wasn't some nutty build, but like I said earlier, I'm always getting asked about it, so why not share it? If you found this video helpful, a like would be greatly appreciated, but more importantly, just be a good person to one another and have a fantastic day. Big-oo!